Hello, class. My name is Justin Crowley, and I'm here to discuss my service learning site and experience for art class. Let me start. Now, technically, my location was the YMCA, but Bill had us working more at King Elementary, so I never really only went to the YMCA really to sign up and would have him fill out my papers. I kept doing all my work at King Elementary. And what I noticed around there a lot was mainly fast food restaurants, liquor stores, banks, houses and apartments, motels. There was another elementary school right next to it, which was a private school, and there also was a fire station right there. And I thought that was the fire station there was nice since they get a fire. The fire station was right there next to them. But the commute, it was pretty easy getting to my school. It was either just a short drive or an easy bus ride. Mainly bus rides for me, so about an hour bus ride, I guess. Not too bad. And school wasn't hard to get to. It was right there. The bus stopped right in front of it, so it was real easy for me. And when I did drive, it was easy parking. They had a lot right there for us with a lot of open spaces. The area seemed pretty safe because when I was around there was rarely anybody even out walking. I don't know how it is around night, but during the day it looked all right. When I first came around the community, I thought of it being mostly Latino and a lower class community. Usually I kept seeing Latinos around, not many blacks at all, few whites. Even when I came to the school, that was the most Latin kids I've ever seen in one school. I thought there were some blacks, not much at all, and even fewer whites I saw at the school. I didn't see many at all, but I could have not been paying attention well, but I thought I noticed pretty well. Oh, first I forgot to mention the quality of the site. When I first got there, also the quality wasn't too. It looked like they didn't put much into the school. I mean, we did basketball, and there was mainly just one full court and then one half little court. So it was like basketball wasn't stressed much at all. Even their field looked pretty tacky. But I mean, I guess you got to work with what you got. So it kind of it was all right, but I felt like it could have been better. Now, my demographics of it. When I researched everything, our total population of Seaside was 33,142. It was mainly male, with 52.7% being male. I was surprised to find out it was actually a mostly white community. Compared to all the Latinos I saw, I thought it was mostly Latin, but it was actually whites. My friend thought it was more blacks, but that was clearly wrong because I was in the 6.2%. I don't know what they thought. Or maybe 6.7. Unemployment rate I looked up 6.2%. It was mostly 25 to 44 years old. The median age, I believe, was 30 years old. And the education level, most people were less than 12th grade education, which I believe was at like 22%. Median household income was $57,399. And the median house value was $609,909. Now, first, my ideas I felt about the healthcare from the community. I couldn't really say, because when I was actually there, I really didn't see many kids are either overweight or obese. They seem to be in pretty good shape. I guess a few I saw may have looked like they were getting a little chunky. Yeah, there were a little that looked like they're getting a little big, but that I can't really say. And I can't call you unhealthy just because you're overweight as well. But I also feel like because it's a lower class community and I saw a lot of fast food restaurants around, their healthcare wasn't that great. Now the assets I noticed first, with King Elementary, I believe their assets, of course, providing children with education, and also them and mainly the YMCA. is the recreational activities for children throughout the year, physical training and activities for adults as well. And then other places and stores I thought of for health and well-being were the YMCA, of course, grocery stores, and the Peninsula Wellness Center. I didn't think there were that many buildings and sites promoting health and well-being. In fact, now the challenges I noticed the school itself faced was when I first got there, and I feel like this is the whole Monterey city and seaside itself, is they don't seem to push basketball much at all. I noticed parks that didn't even have basketball courts in other places, and when we even got there, if the YMCA did not provide us with basketballs, the school had no balls to give the kid. Well, actually, when we finally came there one day with no balls, the school gave us, I believe, only two basketballs, and they were pretty flat. So I was thinking, you guys don't even have a pump. And the kids, mainly when I met the kids, first day, I believe the kids asked me if we had a football, and they wanted to play football. And a lot of the other kids wanted to play soccer. So they didn't even know much about basketball. Their fundamentals they needed help with their fundamentals. They didn't know much about the sport, so I just feel like basketball wasn't pushed. But what I also researched that this community seems to face, obviously there was a low percentage of the population attaining even their high school degrees, with it only being around 21%. And then looking up the local news, there was a lot of crime, home invasions, murder, robbery. So I feel like it's not too safe late at night. Even one of my interviewers, who I will mention later, told me his house was broken into. First, why I even chose this site? I really chose it because I like working with kids a lot. I did it a lot with my dad, and kids, they just make you smile and make you happy a lot. And I love teaching them about the sport of basketball, especially once I heard we get to teach them basketball and train them a bit. I was really excited since that's my favorite sport. And also, I've been to the Y a lot. I grew up with the YMCA being by my house. Even when I had my training sessions for basketball, my coach would train us at the Y. So at the Y I used to go to as a kid, in fact. So it was just like a little bit like home to me. My experience there, the mission statement I got from the YMCA is to put Christian principles into practice through programs that help healthy spirit, mind, and body for all. Core values being caring to demonstrate a sincere concern for others, for their needs and well-being. What my role in a typical day there? Usually I would motivate the kids to come play. I like to push the kids to try to shoot, and when I saw that their form was kind of off, or if they missed a shot and I know why, I would try to help them adjust to make them make the shot. Because when they made it, they were just so happy and excited, and I love giving them high fives. So that would really be my typical day, just playing basketball with the kids. I did end up doing other stuff. Once we finally brought a football, and one of the kids actually brought a football themselves, and they asked me to come play football with them. And I was their quarterback, but then they said, oh, no, they want to do the quarterback. So, okay, so you guys do quarterback, and I'll just ref and watch you guys. So it was mostly getting them active, I would say. Yeah, just being active with the kids and motivating them. Now, I didn't really notice any isms, at least strong ones. I guess I could say classism and sexism. Classism being, I mean, it was mostly, the school was basically kids with lower class financially in their. And I mean, there was a private school right next to them, and there was a field that was in between both of them. And from what I heard and we saw some days, our school, King Elementary, they didn't get to go in the field like that. only one person would open the gate, and then they could all go on the field. And I would say, at my experience there were maybe 4 days or maybe 7 days where they actually went in the field. But the private school across the way, they got to use the field a lot more. And then sexism, when we did play basketball, I would notice some of the kids wouldn't pass to the girls that would play. There was one girl in particular I really wanted them to pass the ball to because I feel like she played better than most of the kids there. But even other girls sometimes just didn't pass to her. But also, when we played sports, there wasn't a lot of times the girls didn't even want to play. The boys were playing too. So I didn't see both sexes playing basketball. Now to discuss my interviews. My first interview was Yemi Saraki. Sorry I couldn't put his last name. I forgot to ask him how to spell his last name. I didn't know how to. But when I asked him, first I asked him why he was brought out here, and he told me because of the Navy. He's at the post grad, about to get his master's. Unfortunately, he's going to be leaving, I believe, this week coming up. But he's been out here for 2 years. And I asked him if he even feels connected with the community, and he told me he actually feels somewhat connected with the community from doing a lot of community service, but he mainly feels connected with the youth because he does the frat at CSUMB. He's with the frat, so a lot of the kids from youth from CSUMB know him, like me, and including a lot of my friends and my roommates. But I asked him also if he would consider having a family out here, but he doesn't feel like there's a strong enough African American community out here for that, so he wouldn't even consider that. And I understand him on that, also being a black male. Also interviewed my other roommate, Shannon. Well, I forgot Yemi's not my roommate, but Shannon, my roommate, who's been out here for nearly 2 years. He told me about a year and a half, I guess. Shannon Meminger. Now I forgot to mention, they both enjoyed their time out here. I asked them if they enjoyed their time, and they said they have enjoyed their time out here. Shannon said he enjoyed it even though it's different from his hometown, Georgia, which he'd rather be at since he seems to love Georgia. But he actually doesn't feel connected with the community, only the military, because he also is out here just for the military. He goes to the post grad, but Yemi's Navy and he's the Army. I asked him if he would start a family. He said he actually would start a family here. He feels like it's a lot more safer. There's plenty of things to do outdoors. And it's a good place to spend with the family. Now, I felt like both gave pretty good answers. Shannon's starting a family because it's nice out here. I kind of thought that too. It's a real beautiful place out here, and it seems pretty nice. But Yemi made a really good point for me. I would like my family to have a strong African American community wherever we live. And to me, that's also bad in general out here, that there aren't many blacks at all out here. And I feel like being an African American, we all have some connection with each other. So I would like to be around more of them. And I also trust Yemi a little more since he's more connected, so he knows the community better, and he's been out here a bit longer. And these are my references. I also will be showing a little video of my experience, so let me show you guys that.